So the biggest problem with the Lexus SC430 isn't the fact that the British dude on Top Gear decided to trash talk it. That's a bunch of nonsense, okay? It's the best car I've ever owned. I've had it for about 12 years now. Bought it used. But they engineered this car for geriatric people, okay? I own the Pebble Beach edition, which is like one of 400 made for the year of 2007. And it just means that it has red leather and it came with a golf bag. Now, I never got the golf bag, but the first thing that I noticed is this thing is so quiet, it sounds like a four-cylinder. It's a V8. It's a small V8, and it's a beautiful engine. The 3UZ-FE engine is under. It's basically like underpowered. Like it's a 288 horsepower V8 that they made it super reliable. The only thing not reliable is the fact that it has a timing belt. So as long as you do your maintenance and you change your timing belt, this car, you know, every 100,000 miles, this car is going to be bulletproof as long as you keep up your regular maintenance. The thing that sucks the most is it's super quiet, and it's, you know, owning it for 12 years, that's the one thing that I wanted, is I wanted it to growl. I wanted it to sound a little bit more like a sports car, because it was designed for touring. So it was, you know, apparently touring to the local golf club. I'm not a golfer, okay? I can appreciate some driving range action or some putt-putt, but like they obviously engineered this car. They marketed it towards people that were going to be able to shell out $70,000 on a hardtop convertible back in, you know, 2007. I'm not about that life. I'm never going to spend $70K on a car in my life. I'm sorry. I'm not about that life. I'm Mr. Budget. I'm Mr. You know, buy everything used. That's the way I am. It's the way I was wired. But this car, if you literally just get rid of the muffler, it sounds already amazing. But if you go a step further and you delete the resonators and you replace them with something else, you're going to avoid some drone and things like that. Some people go as far as to delete the third cat, because there's two cats in the front, then there's a middle one that's kind of like a Y-shaped pipe. So the two dual exhaust goes into one. Some people decide to delete that third cat because it's after all the O2 sensors. I didn't choose to do that. I just left the factory cat, and I just decided to just do a cat back. So this is just my quick intro. Let's see what happens. Here's windows down. Stock exhaust. So the shop that I chose is Bristol Discount Muffler. It's located at 53 Prospect Street in Bristol, Connecticut, the Federal Hill area. Tony Lim is the owner. It's a small family business, so I like to support small family businesses just like my own. That sounds good. You can hear your intake. We got the surgeons at work. There goes the two resonators. Yeah. And then we cut they cut the pipe here on the back of the muffler. They get the muffler off easier. Very heavy stock muffler and resonators. Very restrictive resonators. Tony and his assistant are now working their magic to try to get some adapters made to go from the factory Y pipe that comes off the cat, and they go into the Dynomax race bullets. So there's not a lot of shops that will work with stainless pipe, and there are not a lot of shops around that are willing to do custom catbacks for you, you know, on a budget. Tony gave me a price that was incredibly fair, and I mean, I had shops quoting me $1,800 for a full stainless steel TIG exhaust, and this is not a show car. This is just my daily driver. I just want something that's going to last me. I want something that's going to, you know, not going to be rusting every 2-3 years. I'm going to have to go and replace, you know, whole sections of pipe. So I'll give you guys kind of a quick tour of like what I ordered online, what's going on in the car, and then I'll show you the after. So I went with T304 stainless steel piping from JEGS. I got 3 sections of 2.5-inch piping. This is the brand LCGP tips that I went with off of a recommendation of another SC430 owner on Reddit, or maybe it was on one of the Facebook groups. But nice look, very close to stock on the tips, but a little bit of a more modern update. They're double walled stainless, so you know we can figure out which angle we want to put them at. You can tell it's like kind of like an angle outward, but this muffler, you know, joins both the exhaust pipes into the muffler, and then it splits into the dual exhaust, and it's incredibly quiet. But you know, the tips were about $56 shipped, I think. They did send me one with a little ding in it, so I'd recommend going straight to their website. Don't buy from Amazon FBA for the savings. Don't, because maybe they're just sending in their ding stuff. I don't know. This is the part number for the JEGS T304 2.5-inch stainless exhaust tubing. Here's the part number on the Dynomax race bullets. It's the 24250s. They have a 3-inch inlet, 3-inch outlet. So Tony is adjusting the adapting the piping to fit them from 2.5 to 3. I'm just happy that it's going to be made of solid stainless steel and it's not going to rust out in a couple of years. I'd rather have this thing, you know, go at least 10. Left side is all tacked up. Now they're working on the right. So it's about an hour and a half in, and the guys are just finishing up the welds, just tacking everything together, you know, completing the welds, and then they're going to reinstall the new pipes. And I'm thinking this is probably going to be a 2-hour job. I mean, that's not bad considering they're doing the entire catback system from scratch. So we just did all 2.5-inch pipe, stainless steel T304 with the 2 Dynomax race bullets in place of the stock resonators. And it's going to sound amazing. I know what it's going to sound like already because I've heard it a million times on YouTube. If you look up the Exhaust Addicts videos, you'll hear it, but it's always going to be different in person. All right, here's the first startup inside the car. Here it goes. Yeah. That's exactly what I wanted. That sounds amazing. Wow. Let's back it out.
Nice.
You did a good job. That's what it wanted. It wanted to breathe. Go ahead. All right, real big one. After driving the car for about a week, honest review, I love it. Absolutely love the growl when you start it up. The SC430 engine, the 3UZ, it just, you get a little bit of noise until like 2,000 RPM, and then it's silent. It just, especially if you're not Tiptronic shifting it, and you're not you know, stomping on the gas. It almost sounds like it's stock once you're cruising, which is crazy. When you get on the highway, you're going to be like, well, at first, if you do this exact mod, you're going to be like, whoa, that's loud. But once you get to cruising speed and you're doing 65, 70, and you're not like stomping on it, it just sounds pretty relatively quiet without any drone. So the key is, don't delete the resonators, just replace the resonators with something aftermarket, something that's a little less restrictive. You can buy aftermarket bolt-on kits like the MagnaFlow or the Megan Racing exhaust, but the problem is those totally delete the resonators, and then they give you some restrictive muffler, which might be a little bit louder, but they're not worth it. It's $1,200 or more to buy those systems. You know, about $1,000 to $1,200. So for the price of 2 Dynomax race bullets, which is going to run you maybe $60, $70, and then the pipe, I mean, from JEGS ran me about $100 shipped for T304, and then you just find a shop that's willing to bend the pipe and to do the work, just like I did here in Bristol, Connecticut. You're going to be very happy with the results. These cars went from 2002 all the way to 2010. It's more rare to find them after 2008ish. And when you finally buy one, even if you got a deal on it, a super good deal for something high mileage, like, you're just, as soon as you own this car, you're gonna be like, this should not sound this quiet. So I'm very happy with the result, and I hope you guys like this video. Be sure to share this with anybody that you know that's a 3UZ fan. Appreciate your time, and have a great day.